I really love caring for my home as if it were a person. Like I like keeping it clean, I like keeping it organized, and I'm not like as messy as I thought, which makes me happy. I'm very proud to be an artist. I'm very proud to be born to artists because they've taught me the value of what art can do. Been an amazing time for me to realize that I'm naturally wired towards solitude and positivity, which is great for quarantine.
So tell me, who is keeping Shruti most entertained on Instagram?
Claro, wake up. Everyone's talking about you. She's sleeping. Good people will be good in any situation, and bad people will be bad in any situation. She's really, Akshara, sorry, is really good at, she's really good at origami, and she's gotten back into origami. And I just love it. Distancing yourself from everyone. So I saw like even my own friends had posts with 4 people going social distancing, and I'm like, nah.
Welcome to the virtual version of Speakeasy. I'm so delighted, Shruti, to be talking to you like this.
Thank you for having me.
I'm not going to say how are you faring during the self isolation because most of us, I think you pretty much figured it out. I mean, because you're doing very, very well, I must say. It's sort of putting me a little bit of a complex because you're sort of baking and you're making like really cool dishes. So a lot of inspiration out there. I think you're doing really well, no? If you had to sort of talk about yourself.
I would say that I'm doing fairly well because when I'm not shooting, I really take the time to like just sit down and make soap or paint. And I share that online sometimes, but I cook all the time for my friends over the weekend. So it doesn't feel that different. The only thing is the feeling is like now I don't have a choice. But I told myself, like, I've actually tried to keep myself really busy because I want to have a sense of schedule. Like, wake up, work out, do something. So I started doing these live chats with women I really like from different fields and different experiences. And then I said to myself, maybe next week I'm actually going to like be a bit chill.
Going on complaining about, are we doing this right? I think there's a lot of pressure that unnecessary people are taking, isn't it?
There is no way to know if we're doing this right because how many pandemics have we had in our lifetime to know if we're doing this right? Exactly. I mean, and how many pandemics like this where old people are the focus? We've had respiratory ailments, we've had SARS, we've had MERS, and now it's like, oh, it's on surfaces, it's here, it's there. It's literally like a movie. Everyone's doing their best. The best we can do is, I think India that way has been appreciated for being ahead of the curve and saying, like locking down earlier. But again, we don't know. There's so many theories about how many numbers there actually are. So I basically stopped watching the news because I'm like, what is it going to matter to me if there's 100 more cases than they're reporting? The truth is there are cases, and the truth is we just have to stay at home and be careful.
When you started to today, what has been your learning when you're sort of with yourself, with the time that you've got? And yeah, what were your observations?
So I have to say, I mean, it might sound silly, but like I really love myself and my own company. That's what I've realized. It's been really good. Somebody asked me earlier today in like an interview, a live chat. They were like, "What were your insecurities?" And I said, "My insecurity always before was to be alone, like being alone in friendship, being alone in life, in relationship, away from family. I was all like, I'm so alone. But like now I'm like, so enjoy my company, enjoy my solitude. And quarantine has further like proven it to me that you have to be very good company for yourself first to be even like decent company to other people. I've also learned that I'm intrinsically a positive person who's very in touch with my emotions. So I'm not going to be like it's all going to be fine, but I'm also like today I'm feeling bad because there is anxiety, there is this. What am I feeling? So it's been an amazing time for me to realize that I'm naturally wired towards solitude and positivity, which is great for quarantine. But I'm also like aware of the energy of the emotions that other people are feeling online, whatever it is. So I've learned that. I've also realized that good people will be good in any situation and bad people will be bad in any situation. So that, you know And I was hoping that this kind of situation, and I still hope this kind of situation changes the not so great people into realizing that a virus like this doesn't think to discriminate. So we shouldn't think to discriminate.
But tell me, what are things that you've noticed around that people have done, and you want to go and tell them that, guys, you can't. Like that's
There's
wrong.
there's a lot of misinformation. The thing is, the internet hasn't found a way to be regulated yet, right? Or like WhatsApp groups. There's no way to know that this isn't from this publication. So people are like, no, I will read what CNN said or Time said or BBC said. But there's so much stuff out there which is like unmitigated, like random information which is just spreading panic. So that's bad. I've noticed that educated, smart people are getting worried without proper information, which is concerning. I'm also noticing I've seen different sides to people because it's brought out xenophobia, it's brought out sometimes in some people inherent racism, which is very bad. Like, this is not a Chinese disease, this is a humanities concern on at large at the moment. It doesn't matter where it started. We're all in the same shit soup right now. So it's like not a good idea to discriminate. So I've realized that discrimination is still prevalent.
What have you noticed you're doing now more than you were in the beginning? And what are the things that you've sort of discovered about yourself that it's fascinating because we don't spend so much time with ourselves?
I make my bed every morning no matter what. I used to do it in London because I don't have like a full time domestic help there. But in India, I really took it for granted. I say, utke, chai milega, and then like leaving my bed and all. So now I make my bed every morning. I clean my house. I sweep every day, but I swab like every 3 days. And my mop is broken, so I have to do katka. And I've realized I'm really good at katka. So that's good. And I've always been a house proud person, meaning I like to buy little knickknacks and arrange things. I'm a bit of a hoarder, so I like to like not look like a hoarder but have a lot of things and like color coordinate sections of the house. And I've realized that I really love caring for my home as if it were a person. Like I like keeping it clean, I like keeping it organized, and I'm not like as messy as I thought, which makes me happy.
We get to see like spurts in your Instagram, and how is that sort of working out, and where is it that you really want to take that path you're singing to?
So right now, that's a very scary question because
Of
of,
course.
I don't know when I can travel back, and it's kind of sad because I feel like some of the momentum I built up has like crashed back down. So really, my focus is on India first, getting back into my movies here first, finishing those schedules because there's a lot more at stake financially for the producers and stuff. Again, I don't know when international travel will happen, but what I was building is like, honestly, Rudrani, I can't say that this was my goal and this is the thing. I'm very aware of the fact that I'm making music because it gives my soul joy in a way that is very unique to me in this lifetime. And I want to be able to reach people more. I miss artists who are who are always mature and emotional and intense and unapologetic, like Tori Amos and Alanis Morissette and people like that. And I feel like now finally we're like coming back into that mood where it's not just like thank you next to nightclub people, where it's like, which is amazing. But then I'm like, I also want to talk about my perspective. And I think me being in my 30s from India, from being like a product of globalization, and for it to come through the music naturally, I want to be able to share my culture in the new way, not in the I'm from India way. And like I just want to be able to share a bit of my essence. Yeah. And I don't know, God willing, there will be things that will fan out into something larger, but I don't have a proper plan. No.
I was reading this really awesome quote sort of thing. I don't know who's originally wrote it because a lot of artists are sharing it about how next time when you're in quarantine, and then now you're resorting
Think
to
about.
reading
I shared
books,
it.
and you shared it, and a lot of
I
people
shared
wrote
it from a
after that.
musician who shared it. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like there's no, I get very upset when people compare, but your job isn't as important as a medical healthcare worker. or a lawmaker, or an actor isn't as important as a politician. First of all, every profession has dignity of labor and what it brings. I don't think a plumber is less important than an actor, because if an actor can't shower or take a decent shit, that plumber is really important. So every job is important to begin with, right? But I do feel that there is a wonder. I'm very proud to be an artist. I'm very proud to be born to artists, because they've taught me the value of what art can do. It has a magic to heal. It has a magic to make a difference. If and even if and all kinds of art, you can't say that this art is better than that, because some people right now just really want to see Govinda dancing because it's so amazing and that is art. And there's some people who want to see Jewel playing the piano in a live concert because that is art. So that's the beauty of art. There are so many variations of it, but it's there for everyone to plug their lives into and to find healing.
So tell me, who is keeping Shruti most entertained on Instagram? I'm going to come to the house part because of your lovely, lovely Clara. She's
Yeah.
keeping me entertained. So.
Claro, wake up. Everyone's talking about you. She's sleeping.
But tell me, yeah. So who do you think is most entertaining for you on sort of Instagram? It can be from our Hindi film industry or from any industry.
So basically, I follow my friend Ashley, who I also interviewed in my series, which I do my Insta Live with the women I love. And I love following her because her son and like her and her son's relationship is just so lovely. Like it's so positive, and it just gives me a lot of like good energy. And her son is adorable. So now he started like I think doing his own like show. He'll be like, "Hello, welcome to my cooking show," whatever. So I love that. I love who do I love? I love following all these funny meme pages. So those make me laugh. Yeah, there's that one called Puberty. There's one called Memeza. So they really, really make me laugh.
You with you and Akshara as well, because you tagged her in something and she put this elaborate, oh, I'm dancing and I'm doing this and I'm doing that pictures. And you were like, you're doing it fabulously.
Yes.
That sort of validation within the family also is working great, isn't it, right now?
I think so. I think it's like, Akshu is really, really, Akshara, sorry, is really good at like she has the patience to sit and do that 2000 piece puzzle. Like I remember when we were young, there was this thing you had to build a dinosaur or something, and she just sat there for like 8 hours. She would play Halo till she cleared a stage. She's like very focused and very like intricate. She would make these little paper spiders, and I mean it was just, or she'd draw, but like she would be, she's like one of those humans who spends half an hour shading. Like who does that? She's like very patiently. And I'm like, wow, she's really good at origami and she's gotten back into origami. And I just love it. Like, I admire that level of patience. So it's like really nice to see.
Have you seen people around you or otherwise, outside also now sort of understanding the importance of
Oh, I
really
know.
staying home?
FFS, finally they've got it because like before this, I was like, they said social distancing isn't about like avoiding people and like that you didn't like, and now you're like, oh, thank God I don't have to say hi to them. It's like distancing yourself from everyone. So I saw like even my own friends had posts with 4 people going social distancing, and I'm like, nah, no, that's not it. So I feel like now people are really, really understanding. Having said that, it's like taken England so long to get it. They're like, you can go out for 1 hour to the park, and my friends from London were sending me pictures of like people at Hyde Park, like only like 2 centimeters away from each other. People are just not, and in a way, it's sad because you realize how like sticky humans want to be with each other, even though apparently we don't get along. So it's like,
That's true.
it's really an interesting time. I think now people are understanding that it's not just about you. It's about you being irresponsible with that and spreading it to other people.
Who are the ones you're video chatting with and calling and sort of keeping a little sane and yet entertained?
I have friends. So we have a group, a girl group, which has my friend Natasha, Sukanya, Pooja, and myself, and we're called Bamboleshwaris, and that's our group. It's a
I
really
love it.
happening, fun group. I speak to my friend Lucky, my friend Amrita in Chennai, so I have a Chennai circle. And then I have my friend in America, Brian, who calls me every day. I'm talking to a lot of people because of House Party, and I'm just like in touch with a whole bunch of people. So it's really been amazing.
So quickly, what about if few sort of book recommendations and movie recommendations from your side? What would they be? A few Hindi films as well for a lot of people.
I think if anyone hasn't watched Mughal Azam, you should, because it's really long. It'll take up your time, and you can think about it for a long time after the movie as well. So it's a very productive time usage movie, and it's a legendary classic. So it's like win-win all around. You could like spend half of the day watching it, and then the rest of the discussing it, and then the next half of the next day thinking about it. So you cover a large spectrum. So that's good.
Like you saw it for 5 days. That's
Yeah, I think well, it's literally one of the best movies. And then if you want to research how long it took to make it, like which was 9 years, and then all of the problems that they faced to make it, it's amazing. Mughal Azam in Hindi. Also in Hindi, what can I say? I mean, I'm not saying it because it's like my dad, but Chachi 420 is like a fun movie to watch if you're feeling shit and you're feeling low. I think it's super funny. Again, another funny old classic English comedy which just cheers me up is The Party with Peter Sellers. Really, really funny. Anchorman, watch it, super funny.
okay. Right now, another funny thing that is happening. I mean, that is always going to happen is parents sending you these special instructions saying that this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. Or are you doing this? Is that happening to you or not happening at all?
Not.
Thank God. Well, it's happening to me.
I did get like a message from my mum long back, which was like when it was snowing in England really badly. She sent me an instructional video on how to walk in the snow.
She did. Moms are the best.
Apparently, it was like a duck walk or something, and I was like, I'm not walking like that. And I didn't follow the instructional video, and I fell and I hurt my knee really bad. So I was like, but my dad is checking on me a lot. Like he's like, "Are you okay? Do you have food? Are you fine?" I think that's a thing that I just wish we had a better system where we're not like um, dependent on like this. How do we get food? Like who will deliver? Like I just wish that was a bit better for everyone.
I think the panic would be a little bit
I think
less.
the panic would be less and exposure to each other would be less if we could like just let people come give us vegetables.
I would like you to end this session. Message for everybody who's watching this and probably sort of looking up to you and wanting to know how are you doing so well.
I don't think it's like I can advise anybody because everybody is different. I would just say that I'm someone who personally has suffered from anxiety, and this is possibly the worst kind of situation for someone with an anxiety disorder to be in. And I'd like to honestly say that. So if you're feeling a bit like rattled and weird, it's completely fine because this is a very abnormal situation. Like I said, we don't go through pandemics seasonally. So this is definitely weird. I would say reach out to the people you love, reach out to your friends and family. If you feel you can't talk to them, there are a number of helplines and medical, like, mental health professionals who are willing to help and talk to people. I think that's very important for people to know.
Yeah.
And I would say, don't feel shame, puppy shame about it. Just call and like sort yourself out and keep in touch with the people you love. Other than that, I think this is a good time for those of like, for people who are like me, it's great because you're like, I love me. But like, yeah, I'm really good. But for people who have had a hard time being with themselves, this is a really good time to practice like talking to yourself. Not like talking to yourself, like
Yeah, of course. I know
internally,
what you mean. Yeah.
internally communicating with yourself and learning to love yourself.
Thank you, Shruti. I always love
Thank you.
chatting with you.
So much
And
fun. Thank you.
lots of love. And I will let you go back to attending all your numerous messages that I can hear.
I know I'm like so popular in
You
quarantine.
always are, my love. You always are. But
See you,
thank
my
you
love.
once again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Watch E-Town News Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. only on Zoom.